Welcome to the 31 days of Halloween that I lovingly have named Octoberween. Well, there were some requests from the haul video, and so the first one goes out to you, Amy, and it is the skull snail. This is going to be done with, and this is from Timu, and it is a, sorry, my eyes are really, really bad today. Let me read this. As you can tell, it is a color shift, so I am having problems reading this. Anyway, it's purple to something. We'll see when it gets going, right? Now that's for the shell. This is HTV Ront, and it is lemon green. This is going to fill the whole thing so that the face of the skull is green. Can't have Halloween without purple and green. So I'm going to turn this guy inside out. Maybe. Here we go, here we go. Come on, we can do this. We knew we can. Okay. So this is the shell, and this is the face of the skull. It's a little bright on that. Let's see. Oops. Find out where my camera is. Maybe get my hand in there just a little bit better, so it's a little bit darker in there to see. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm going to be dusting the shell with this. Now, I don't know if I've used these powders or not, but it is open, so I have used this purple before. And I, of course, do not want this color on the skull. So what I plan on doing right here is taking this glove and kind of putting it up there so I don't have to clean up too much. And then we're just going to dust this on. I will probably try to speed up a little bit. Oh, it's open all right, but the plastic is still pushed down in there. Now, I probably could be doing this, and probably should be doing this, with the chrome powders by Let's Resin, and it would probably show it pretty well. But I will give a tour soon of my crafting space now. It is not even near accomplished on getting that closet done. I mean, I'm opting because of time to not worry about it at this point. Getting it finished, as in I'm not painting it. Now, Steve McDonald does a thing where he'll take a glove, and I'm going to give it a shot. And he puts powder onto, and then he takes his glove and he works it in with the glove. So we'll see if that works for me. And as he said, it gives a benefit so that when you're turning it right side out, your gloved hand is already coated in the powder, and so you're not taking any powder off while you're doing this. Okay, I have to remove that. I really do. So let me get something to pull that up out of there. Okay, now that that's out of the way, don't waste what's on the lid. Put it on. Okay, and I can throw that out. These gloves are a slight bit larger than my fingers, or longer than my fingers. So let me pull that up. I do kind of like that they're slightly looser than the gloves I normally use, but I'm just going to dump it into the cavity here. But I don't like that there's too much flexibility in it. Okay, let's find the rest of the shell here. Definitely going to have some cleanup. Oh, look at that. Well, since I dumped it, let's squish it on there. I do better when I don't use the coverings. Just a lot more cleanup is all. Like I'm not going to have to clean up that big mess, huh? Now I probably won't get every crack and crevice, so there will be some green showing through here and there, which will quite possibly enhance it, I hope. So the globe method does work. It seems to be getting this very well. Sorry I've gone quiet. I'm just trying to see right now. How about some purple eyes? Need to get the rest of this shell, though. Getting a lot less flyaway this way. All right, that looks like it's pretty well covered. Let's dust this off real fast. Make sure there's nothing stuck down in there that won't come out. Make sure this is done. All right side out goes. My fingers are stuck. So, off we go. Ta-da! Now, to get up this mess. I was going to try to scrape it up and save it, but we all know when mica gets onto a silicone mat, it has an issue. It doesn't want to come up. Not easily, that's for sure. Excuse me. I will link Amy's channel in the description box. So, of course, if any of you have not been to Amy's channel, please go visit. Say hi, give her a subscribe. And I want to absolutely say thank you to Tina from Pourresinwithlove. She graciously allowed me to kind of promote my channel, this channel, the holiday channel, on hers. And because of that, I only need 7 more, at least at the time of pouring this, in order to get to the point that I can do a live. Because I really want to get that live done for Halloween. I really, 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 really do. Because I got something especially spectacular planned. Okay, I think I have enough of this up. I'll have to wash my mat later, all the way. Okay, so I'm still covered in it. I'm trying to get it off as much as possible because I have some resin to mix. I'll be using the Tea Expert Clear, which is a 1-to-1. And my room is a little cold, so I'm going to put you on pause while I warm up my resin. And I'll see you in a minute. Well, second. All right, I'm back. I have measured out a total of 280 mil, and I still don't know if that's going to be enough. Now, I somehow lost my lemongrass ink, so now I have to change gears a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get these poured in real fast and scraped out. I don't use those curved ones for scraping because they don't get everything. I use one of these instead. Sorry I'm quiet a little bit, but yes, I've been having difficulties seeing again, and I am just trying to make sure I get all of this out of here. Anyway, I have another Temu branded, well, not branded, nothing's really branded from Temu, but I have another chameleon powder. It is green based, and that's what I'm going to be using instead of the lemongrass. I would prefer that instead because of the coloration, but I have also come up with, I want to put some glow to this skull a little bit. And so let's try to get all this out of here. Okay. Now I do have to hurry it just a little bit because this one here is mixed already. It's not mixed, but I poured both into the same measuring cup. Right now I'm waiting for the husband to get home because he texted me and I've not been able to answer back. And it's about dinner. I had asked him if he wanted to have a baked potato or mashed potatoes with our pork chops tonight and some asparagus. And I'm sure he answered, but I'm in here. My phone's in the other room. I never have that in when I'm doing resin. If I'm just doing a haul video, that's fine. But with resin, you can't really pause at certain times, and this longer finger thing is getting on my nerves because it's in the epoxy, and I don't like that because it spreads too much. All right, I believe I've got as much out of this as I can possibly get. So I'm going to set that one aside now. And let's get the rest in. And I always put B in first because B is thinner and therefore it comes off the walls of your mixing bowl or cup a lot easier than A. I did warm both parts. Now I was going to use the, I'll probably still use the rounded spoon one for doing the mixing. Or maybe scraping out of the bowl. And usually I don't try to do this deep of a pour all at once. But I'm going to put a fan on this to inhibit some of the buildup of heat. I do have this on my heat mat. However, I won't be using the heat mat for the actual curing until I know I'm past a flash cure point. All right, let's get this mixed in. Now, a good practice is never to put your colorant in before you are sure that your resin is thoroughly mixed. That way you can check for streaks to make sure that your resin is thoroughly mixed. Get that out of my way for right now. I should be using my mixer for this because my hands hurt a lot when I do the mixing. But right now, I may have to change my mind about doing it. But right now I'm doing okay. And I always try to scrape all the sides all the time. And I always try to scrape down from the top downwards so I can get the unmixed resin into it. I try not to scrape near the spout. I mean, put anything near the spout that might be uncured so that it doesn't go into my mold. And Amy's channel is Resinating Art by Amy M. And like I said, I will link her channel in the description box. Okay, that hand's got to stop for a minute. For this amount of resin, usually a good 4 to 4.5 minutes of stirring is good. But what I do, is, since I'm not going to be making this all clear, and I'll probably be using some glue, because the glow needs to be, wow, that is just getting nastier and nastier. Wish we could, make our own gloves so that they're formed to our hands and the length of the fingers would be our length, so that we're not sitting here sticking to ourselves or grabbing a hold of the glove instead of the utensils. And I am scatterbrained today. I'm just a little tired, and I've been trying to catch up with everybody's videos from both of my channels. And I usually try to get a nap in. All right, so I'm going to leave that sit there for half a moment. Oh, don't you slide down in there. I said don't. Don't. Fine, I'll turn you over and you can rest on the spoon edge. Right? I said right. Okay, let me wipe my gloves off a little bit here so that I can open up some things. Okay. Let's go ahead and dump some of this in. I don't want too much because I don't want it to overtake. Oh my gosh. Never mind. Don't want to dump too much, right? Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to go ahead and see what I can do to stir this in. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. Well, hopefully we can get some glow. All right. Well, I just hope I can get all this mixed in. If we can't laugh at ourselves, we would all be crying like 20 years in a row. I learned how to laugh at myself a long, long time ago. Anyway. Oh, it looks like it might be thin enough, actually. Well, you got to remember, 280 mils is a lot of resin. Now, normally I would put this in my debubbler after I get my colorants in, the mica powder and the glow and all that. But I did warm this up pretty well, which of course will cut down my work time. Okay. Now we gotta put some glow powder, or I'm not putting glow powder in. Today I'm using my glow paste. And it is green. Get a little stirrer thing out here. I'm gonna have to put that over this way. Move this aside. Because this stuff is thicky at the bottom. So you do have to stir it. And sometimes it is a huge pain to do so. And sometimes you want to just give up and say, hey, who needs it anyway, right? Especially if you've got arthritis. Sometimes the arthritis just tells you to shut up and pretend like you're wanting to be human instead of being human. Oh, but there's nothing more human than pain, right? All right, it looks like I've gotten it pretty well here, I hope. So we're going to put a really good fair amount in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tip this, and we're going to scoop into there. Kind of like that. And then I'll go ahead and scrape that off on the side. Okay, let's get that wiped off. Okay, I'll get that stirred in real fast here. Nobody actually believes fast, okay? Nobody. Get this closed up. I have to remember it's not tightened. I want to make sure that that is thoroughly incorporated. And because these resin pastes that are glow powders, what the thing is about those is you will see it sink because it's a powder in there. And that's why it comes up like it does. So you're going to have sinkage unless you add some glue. And so I don't get my glue bottle all goofy and gooey. Use a paper towel. Try to use the sides of my fingers to open the glue. Ow, my wrist again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, no, let's not lose the whole bottle down in there. That would be bad. Okay, so now that we've got that all going, let's get that stirred down in there really well. As for bubbles, I'm hoping there's none on the surface of, next to the mold itself. All right, I think we're good. Yep, I got the gloops. Wiping it off on the side of the jug. My little mixing bowl. Both sides of it. Of the stir stick. Now that should have grabbed up all of the glow powder. Slimy snots. Okay, I'm going to set that down. Pick this up and hold on to it as well as I can. Bring this guy over here. And we're going to pour as slowly as we can. And I'm going to go up his face here a little bit. Try not to miss. I can feel the resin getting a little warm. I'm starting to see it come up the side now. Whoops, almost. Trying to get a better grip on it. There we go. Remember, this is 280 mil. You're joking. I am just so close, but it's not enough. So let's scrape out what we can. This is why I use this in these kinds of bowls, is because it gets that round section on the side. Still not all the way. So at this point, what I'm going to do is push this up into here. And up into there a little bit. Try to get any bubbles. Scrape that off. And now we have to put a filler in it. Let's try to get this off of here. There we go. So close. But I wanted to dome it because of the shrinkage. I think we're kind of good enough there. I might try to find a filler for it before it starts thickening all the way. So anyway, I'm going to pause you on this, and we'll be back in a little bit as soon as this is cured. Alright, I'm back, everyone, and, well, this is going to cure a lot faster than I had hoped. It is actually flash curing right now. It got extremely hot because we're talking 280 ounces put into a 4-inch by 3.5 by about 4 inches. And that's how flash cures occur. I was trying to fill in the rest of it with these beautiful little purple rock glass pieces things. But as you can see, they're sitting more half on top than any sinking. I can't push them down in. And I do have a fan on it to try to hopefully save it. But most likely it's going to look really horrible. And, well, maybe that'll work for it being Halloween, right? Something really monstrous, grotesque, some sort of thing like that, right? But anyway, I'll bring you back when it's done doing its thing. I have a fan sitting on it. I really do. And hopefully I'll have saved it, but I doubt it. By the way, when you're cleaning these, please be careful. This just sort of pulls out too easily for this one. Very gabby. Alright, anyways, love y'all, and be back soon. Alright, here we go. Let's just see what happened. It's finally cooled down enough to take out. It did, as you can see on top, bubble some of it from the inside upwards here. So as long as my mold isn't destroyed, I'm going to be happy. Because this cost quite a bit on Temu these days. Oh my gosh. Come out, come out, come out. Alright, let's try down the front side. Here, let me get it off that table. I don't want it to crack that. Excuse me. My hand hit the mouse and shut off my video, so let's see what's going to go on here now. Okay, I gotta bring it to me for a second, folks. Oh, okay. I got it. It's coming out. Some of this is a little flimsy, but that's alright. It came out of my mold. It did not eat my mold, so I'm happy. I did miss spikes on top here. Actually, they're not sharp, so I guess no, I didn't. Oh, that one's a little sharp. Okay, so I missed that one a little bit, and this one here. Okay, so this is actually purple, but it looks blue on screen. Here, let's bring it down a little bit. Okay, that's as far as I'm going to get to bring it down. And wow, he didn't do too badly. I'm looking for any, what usually happens with the flash cure. And okay, now there's a bubble right there. So that would have to be filled. But otherwise, I think he turned out pretty cool. And I didn't have the usual problems with the flash cure, though it did flash cure. So any messed up stuff is on the inside. Okay, that is Octoberween, day 1. I did screw up, though, and get some purple on his head right here. I like him. Now, I wonder if he glows. So let's find that out. I'm going to charge him for a half a second or two. As soon as I find my... there it is. We're going to charge him here. A lot of the purple surfaced up here. Alright, we're going to turn off some lights here. I'll hold that there. And... okay, let's see what happens. Oh, okay, so the night vision on this camera sucks. But what an effect. I wonder if it'll stop doing that. Well, look at my hands. Ooh. Okay, so this doesn't have very good night vision on this camera. Maybe I'll take a little bitty video off my phone or on my phone and attach it to this at the end. But all in all, I'm satisfied with it, despite the boo-boos. And I wish it looked more purple on camera than it does. Because it's got a lot of blue to it on camera. But yeah, he glows. It was successful. I'm happy. The only thing I need to do, I think what I'll do is I'll wait till this stiffens up. And I'll add a little bit of clear to the bottom because that stone that never got sunk down in there. Yep, can't push it in at all. Not with it being solid. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't forget, this is Octoberween. There are 30 more days to go. Peace.